I pulled 3 months of service records on hybrids and gas cars past 100,000 miles and added up every dollar. The gap between them is over $6,000, and it's not where you think. Fuel, brakes, batteries, resale, insurance. After 23 years on the tools, here's the real math. Let's go. Start with fuel, since it's why anyone considers a hybrid at all. A typical gas sedan does about 28 miles per gallon in real driving, not the sticker, the actual traffic and AC number. A comparable hybrid does about 50. Over 100,000 miles, that's roughly 3,571 gallons versus 2,000. At around $3.30 a gallon, that's $11,800 against $6,600. Call it $5,200 saved on fuel alone. But here's the framing that makes it land. Most people drive 15,000 miles a year, so 100,000 takes about 6.5 years. That's $700 to $800 annually, around $65 a month. You're not saving on gas, you're recovering a car payment with it. Running total, hybrid up $5,200. Now, the savings nobody puts in the brochure, and it comes from a part you'd never suspect: brake pads. In a hybrid, lifting off the gas makes the electric motor slow the car and shove that energy back into the battery. Regenerative braking. The actual pads barely get used. Hybrid owners routinely see 80,000 to 100,000 miles on one set. On a gas car, you're replacing them every 30,000 to 50,000. That's 2 or 3 brake jobs versus maybe one at $300 to $400 a pop. Oil changes are a wash. A hybrid still has a gas engine, so figure 8 to 12 changes either way. Hybrids do add one service gas cars don't have. The battery's cooling system needs flushing, about $150 to $200, once or twice in 100,000 miles. Add it up, and the hybrid saves roughly $1,500 in maintenance. It's not a landslide, and here's the strange part. It's the brakes doing almost all of it. A system most buyers never think about turns out to be where the money hides. Running total, hybrid up $6,700. Now, the fear that stops most people from ever getting this far: the battery. The idea of a $5,000 replacement looming is genuinely why people walk away, and I understand it. So here's what the records actually show. Most hybrid batteries run well past 100,000 miles. 150,000 to 200,000 is common, especially from Toyota and Honda. These aren't laptop batteries. The systems babying them are extraordinarily good. Warranties back that up. Toyota covers hybrid batteries 10 years or 150,000 miles on 2020 and newer models. Honda gives 8 years or 100,000. Kia gives 10 years or 100,000. Buy new, drive to 100,000, and a failure costs you nothing. Buying used with the warranty gone? A dealer battery runs $2,000 to $8,000. The refurbished market has exploded. $1,500 to $3,000 installed with its own warranty. And the odds of needing one before 150,000 miles sit in the single digits for the major brands. Here's my honest read after 23 years. On a Toyota or Honda hybrid, that battery is one of the most reliable parts in the car. At 100,000 miles, most still hold 85 to 90% of their capacity. You might lose a mile or two per gallon. Worrying about it is like lying awake, worrying your engine block will crack. The fear is enormous. The actual risk isn't. Call it a $500 risk. Hybrid up $6,200. Now, this next cost is the largest of owning any car. Bigger than fuel, bigger than repairs, and almost nobody runs the numbers on it. Depreciation. A study of over 800,000 used vehicles found hybrids lose about 35 to 41% of their value across 5 years. The all-vehicle average is around 46%. Electric vehicles shed nearly 59%. Hybrids hold value best of the three. In dollars, a $40,000 hybrid is worth roughly $24,000 to $26,000 after 5 years. The same price gas car lands near $21,000 to $22,000. That's a $2,000 to $4,000 swing before you've turned a wheel. It's not universal. Luxury hybrids from BMW and Mercedes drop like anvils, 50 to 65%. Brand matters as much as powertrain, but for mainstream Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai, Used hybrid demand is fierce, and that props up what you'll get back. Here's the line I want you to keep. A gas car might save you $1,000 at the dealership and then lose $3,000 more in value. You didn't save anything. You paid extra and got the bill later. Running total, hybrid up roughly $8,700. Now here's where the gas car finally wins a round, and it wins it clean. Insurance. A hybrid costs about 2 to 8% more to insure, because those parts cost more to fix after a wreck, and the car sticker's higher. On a sedan, that's an extra $50 to $150 a year, so $300 to $1,200 over the ownership window. Some states also charge hybrid owners an annual fee, $50 to $200, to make up lost gas tax revenue. Others hand you tax incentives and HOV access that cancel it out. Check your own state before you sign anything. Tires are a wash between the two. Bundle it all together and the hybrid costs roughly $1,000 more here. That's real money, and I won't pretend otherwise. It narrows the gap, it just doesn't close it. Gas takes the round. Hybrid is still up $7,700. Which brings us to the part that actually decides whether you're happy at 100,000 miles. What breaks? On a gas car at that mileage, the list is familiar. Water pumps, alternators, timing components, catalytic converters, and the big one, the transmission. A replacement runs $2,500 to $5,000, and it's the single most common way high mileage ownership turns expensive. The hybrid's advantage is quieter than people expect. Its gas engine simply works less. The electric motor covers low speeds and stoplights, so the engine logs fewer hours, less wear on pistons, valves, and bearings. Its own weak points are minor by comparison. An inverter coolant pump is $300 to $600, occasionally an electric water pump. Suspension wear is identical, about $1,000 to $1,500 either way. That's the part worth sitting with. The gas car's most likely big repair costs 5 times the hybrid's most likely big repair. One thing no spreadsheet captures: at a stoplight, a hybrid shuts the engine off entirely. Total silence. Pull away and the motor eases you forward without a sound. And because electric torque arrives instantly from a standstill, hybrids often feel quicker off the line than the gas car beside them. After a decade of stop-and-go commuting, that difference is not small. Final tally: hybrid ahead by roughly $6,000 over 100,000 miles. I didn't cherry-pick that. It uses the national averages and real-world economy figures, and I was conservative. I gave no credit for skipped gas stations, none for not flinching every time prices spike. So who should buy which? If you're mostly city driving, it's not close. That's where the electric motor and regenerative braking do their best work. Mostly highway, the hybrid still wins, just narrower, maybe $3,000 to $4,000, since the gas engine carries the load anyway. Keeping a car past 150,000 miles, the advantage compounds every year. Towing seriously or needing a work truck? Gas is still the right tool. Hybrid truck options are thin and pricey. And the move most people overlook: a used hybrid with 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Someone else ate the worst depreciation, and every mile of fuel and brake savings is still ahead of you. If I were spending my own money today, I'd buy a Camry Hybrid for a sedan, or a RAV4 Hybrid for an SUV, the Resale champion, and a Corolla Hybrid if the budget's tight. Toyota killed the gas Camry entirely. That tells you where this is going. A decade ago, a hybrid was a gamble. Now, it's arithmetic, and the arithmetic isn't close. If this saved you money, hit like and subscribe. I've got more real-world breakdowns coming. I'll see you in the next one.